don't like it. Our goal, what our goal should be, is to achieve this whole notion of informed consent. You know, where not everyone's going to be on your side, not everyone's going to agree with you, but if at the end of the day, people can leave sort of agreeing to disagree, or feeling like, even if they don't like the project or don't like what you're doing, they can agree that there's been an open process, they've been part of that process, they may not like the outcome, but they're willing to acknowledge that the process has been fair and legitimate. That's the best we can hope for. We're not going to be able to get 100% consensus on this. If you can achieve this notion of informed consent, where people go away agreeing to disagree, but feeling like they've been heard and they've been a part of the process, that's the best you can hope for. Steve.
How much money is lined up? What would it cost us to get to Palmdale, and why Palmdale?
How much money is lined up? Well, there's roughly $10 billion of the bond money. There's roughly $2.25 billion in ERA funding from the feds. That's it, to my knowledge. Are they trying to? Are we talking to lots of different foreign operating groups, investment groups, train manufacturers, and the like? Yes. Do I think at the end of the day somebody will come to the table and put a little skin in the game on the private side in order to make this happen? Yes, I do think that will happen. How much? I don't know. How much would it cost to go to Palmdale? I have no idea. No idea. I've seen numbers all over the map. There's numbers in the business plan. You know, $25 round trip or something. You know, I don't know. And will that number change from what I just said? Yes, probably half a dozen times between now and whenever they do the next business plan. And did you say why Palmdale? That's a good question. You know, why Palmdale? I don't know. I wasn't around here when they decided to for it to take a right turn there and go up to Palmdale. I've been told that there are technical issues associated with going straight up sort of the 5 corridor. That if from an engineering standpoint, it's not much cheaper to just go straight north. They have to get into the Central Valley at some point anyway. And is this a reasonable place to make that right turn to line yourself up to get up into the Bakersfield, Fresno area? When I look at a map, it seems like it might be as reasonable as any place. But I think it's a good question. And is politics involved? Well, sure. I think politics has driven a lot of the alignment, not just the Palmdale section. I think it's driven a lot of it. So,
getting into my question, the upcoming election for governor, since the budget is in the impasse right now, the government is shut down, so it won't work for the current governor. Either governor that gets in, you think either one of them, and I'm not promoting either one of them, endorsing either one of them, Meg Whitman or Jerry Brown, they will provide any kind of fast forward impetus to reach our goals with that bullet train or any other project for transportation.
I don't think that there's anything that either one could do to ramp up or accelerate the progress for getting it done. We're moving as fast as we can. We're pedaling as fast as we can.
Do you think any of them would be like a scorched earth mentality, like this current governor is doing with us now?
I don't know. You know, I think
in politics, that is.
Yeah,
not literally.
The optimist in me says we've done the state's done a good enough job sequestering the money and the project off to one side, so it's a little bit bulletproof. It's a little bit shielded from some of the typical political rhetoric. But having said that, Meg Whitman has come out and said she's opposed to the project and she doesn't think we can afford it. Jerry Brown has come out and said he's in favor of the project and he thinks we need it. I don't think at the end of the day, on this particular project, because of the way the project and the bonds have been sold and structured, they're going to have much say in it, frankly.
And the people win anyway, just like you said, the people that may not agree with it, may have a feeling that they were involved in the process, they were informed,
That's our goal.
and they were enlightened about it, even if they didn't totally endorse it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sir.
The total cost of the project is at 40 billion for how many miles? 800 miles? Is that?
That's the number that's on the High Speed Rail Authority's
And you got
website.
12 and a half. What's always concerned me, and I know you're not on the board, you're an engineering consultant. What's always concerned me is they don't have a plan B to build, say, 20 billion, 300 miles to connect our corridors.
Right.
And to me, that's more of a doable project, you know, and a good backup plan. I can't believe the board hasn't figured out what they need to do.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering how much you can build for 20 billion. Obviously, the cheaper part to build is in the valley, probably.
Yes.
You know, you're not dealing with all the urban issues. So if you could use existing border track to get to your bypass like they do in France, you could build a 300-mile system for maybe 20 billion, I'm thinking, to get it done, and then worry about the other parts later, and then the private sector might come in once they see it running.
Good points.
But
Yeah.
nobody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for being honest.
No.
That's the way I perceive it.
Yeah.
We're talking
It's
about
what's
it.
in the bond issue. What the voters approved laid down a huge number of specifics, and you can't pick and choose. That's a huge
Oh,
problem.
did the bond said 800 miles and 40 billion?
Yeah, it did actually. It didn't say
Okay.
40 billion.
I
It
didn't
said
read it,
800
so
miles,
I don't
24 stations.
Yeah, it sounds like they were.
LA to San Francisco in no more than 2 hours and 40 minutes. Never any sort of operating subsidy.
And
It
that's
just makes my
fine,
head
unless they
explode.
revise it somehow.
Yeah, unless there's some.
It sounds like they
revisit
built
that.
themselves into a corner.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, frankly. I could not agree more. Especially the
It's
part about it.
refreshing to hear honest.
I think it's 8 o'clock, so
Yeah.
is there any?
My goal was to
last
talk for 5
questions?
minutes and answer questions for 10.
We just
And
getting started.
an hour
We're just
later,
getting warmed up.
here we are. So yeah, I'm done. I'll see you guys in 6 months.
Ride by a bullet train?
You what?
Are you gonna ride in 6 months by a bullet train?
I hope at some point in time I will be, yes, but it won't be in 6 months.
Just kidding you.
Only if there's some drive-by shooting along the way, right?
Steve, you gotta put